Yeah, I'm Jonas Rivera, one of the producers.
I'm Mark Nielsen, other producer.
I'm Josh Cooley, director.
Thank you, guys. So I have to say, I watched the movie yesterday and it was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. Great.
I'm like everybody else. I grew up watching it, and this one just had so many, made me feel so, like, gave me so many different emotions from the previous movies, because it was just, I don't want to spoil anything, but just those moments were beautiful, like the beginning, the ending, everything in between. So I have to ask, so from the beginning, did you guys already plan to go with the story of you want to tell Bo, or is that just something that came along as you're working on it?
Bo was the very beginning of this movie. At the end of, while we were finishing Toy Story 3, Andrew Stanton, who's one of the writers of all the Toy Story films, was writing secretly the outline for Toy Story 4. And I'd say the thing that carried through till the very end till now is Bo Peep. It was always the return of Bo. Somehow she would come back into the picture. And what was I going to say about that? Just fell out of my head. So to answer your question, Bo Peep, yes, from day one.
How we used her. Go ahead.
I was going to say our code name for the movie was Peep.
That was like our working title. Yeah.
Internally.
So one of the things I really enjoyed about this movie is we've seen Woody as the leader of Andy's room and how he tries to be Bonnie's, but we also see quite a bit of different side of him as he wasn't the number one toy as he was, just how he's grown throughout this movie. Yeah. So what made you want to focus on this, and what led to it?
Well, Woody's been the protagonist of all these films, and I will say early on, when it was just finding out about where Bo Peep and Woody was, we were concentrating on just kind of them as a couple, and it felt like, this is in the days when we were saying it was like a romantic comedy, but it didn't feel like Toy Story, and it wasn't until we're like, okay, let's figure out Woody and see how Bo coming into the story can affect Woody, that it felt like, oh, this feels right. That's what kind of clicked for a lot of us.
Yeah. I'm trying to add on to that, but I think that's it. It was finding that. I mean, look at when we first started talking about this. I think the baseline was we knew we couldn't just tell another adventure. Have it just be another story. Like it started. We didn't want it to feel like, oh, we forgot a part. You know what I mean? So it was Bo Peep that really unlocked that and pushed Woody to a new direction that we hadn't seen. It was everything that lit us up was stuff like we had never seen. Like, well, we'd never seen Woody struggle. We'd never seen Woody do this or that. And that's what kind of drove the movie forward.
Oh, okay, we can say something. So let's talk about Sporks, or I should say
Forky.
So I loved him. I felt when I first saw him in the trailers, he looked like a very interesting character. I didn't know how I was going to react to him, but then just like I just wouldn't not even 4 ways through the movie. I was just like, I love this character, and I have all the Forky stuff. How did that the whole idea of bringing him about come to life?
You gonna do this one?
Yeah, I mean, so the guys in the story room were just sitting around talking about, like, what, we're always brainstorming, like, backstories for these toys or what new toys we could put in this. And there was a conversation about how kids play and the truth of how kids play. And they'll pick something up and move it around. And, and does that make it a toy just because that a kid is playing with it? And the idea came up for, like, something that wasn't alive. What would it be like if something came to life? And what would the reaction be of the other characters seeing something come to life? The creativity of children, and the observations we have of our own kids as they will create a toy out of just about anything. They'll open the box at Christmas and they'll play more with the box than they will with the present that was inside it. And so there was a truth there that we felt that was worth exploring. And so there was an idea that what if it was a spork, and everybody at the table started drawing characters as sporks.
Yeah, just the crappiest drawings, like just a kid craft project coming to life. It was kind of writing itself in the sense of in just an entertainment value. We're cracking ourselves up, and then it was like, should we actually do this? And
you're right, writing itself, because we were saying, would this work, or is this? How would it come to life? We're like, well, that's the actual dialogue. That's what they should be saying. No one knows.
It surprised everybody. It surprised the characters, surprises the audience.
Yeah,
surprises the fork. Like, Forky doesn't know why he's alive either.
It's ridiculous.
Who was your favorite toy before Toy Story 4, and who is it after Toy Story 4?
Mine's always been Woody, and I think even more so now after the fourth one. I got the Woody shoes on. That's my answer.
Yeah, I love Slinky. He's such a great, just loyal friend, but he's also willing to just put himself out there and throw himself out a window to help his friends. If he needs to. He's got this superpower in his Slinky that he's willing to use to go to great lengths in all the movies.
Great lengths.
Oh, sorry.
He springs into action.
Oh, no.
I love Jessie. Jessie's always been my favorite. As I think in this film, I love that she's kind of literally deputized, to take the lead. But she's always been a great, I think, mirror of Woody. And I've always said she's the first character that kind of calls him out on how privileged he is, in the second film, which I think is a great sort of invisible setup to this film.
Again, so my next question is, do you feel the story will be able to evolve like as it is right now because of the ending, or do you think it's a great place to kind of leave it off for, well, not exactly end it, but maybe travel to new...
I think in terms of Woody's story that this feels like a completion of his arc. Anything after, I don't know. But I think this is always built in a way to be like, this is the completion of Woody.
Yeah, we don't know what the future holds, but as we were telling this story and figuring out what it would be, we really kind of thought of this as being like this awesome completion of Woody and Buzz's kind of story all the way through. Toy Story 3 was really the end of his time with Andy, but this really, if you look at it, is really the journey of Woody with Buzz from kind of beginning to end. So I think we'd be happy if this was the last one. I think we would feel satisfied.
I would, yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.